Hey everyone, it's Daniel. Today I'm recording a video. It's an overview of accessibility features in the Sequence Storm editor, and it'll be a little bit of a mini tutorial on how to use it. This is just the current state of the editor. There's a lot of caveats and issues that still need to be fixed. There's a lot of improvements coming, but this is how you can use it right now. So I'm going to go into our arcade mode.
Press left and right to select the track.
Now you can edit
for more information. Rank 9.
tracks that you have created. And so to do this you need to create one. But first, one of the caveats is that you should only right now edit in Audible Cues 2 mode with a beat delay set to 0, which is not a mode that you can probably play. So that's an issue, but with those settings it allows you to hear all the notes. I would not suggest editing in Audible Cues 1 mode at all. I would only edit in Audible Cues 2 and then have, the game can convert into Audible Cues 1 mode, if that makes sense. So you can hit the 1 key to get to the
selected game speed selection. Selected 100%.
the little game settings menu. So I'm in Audible Cues 2,
beat delay selection.
beat delay 0, which means the cues are going to play right on time. They're not going to play earlier.
Arcade. Press left and right to select the track.
Alright, so to create a new track, I'm going to hit F2 to open the editor menu.
Editor menu.
I'm going to make sure I don't skip anything in my notes. In this menu,
press enter to activate.
there's create a new track option, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk through this.
Enter a name for the new track. Type the new value. The current value is. The cursor is at the end.
Let's see. What was the name? It doesn't matter. New track.
W. T. K. Success.
So now I have this new track. It's selected, and we're still here at the arcade screen. So
Beginner difficult.
select the difficulty that you want to edit, and then start the track.
Race options. Press enter to start or escape to go back. Loading track.
Now, when there's no notes in the track, it starts up in the song editor with paused at the beginning. And you can switch, like you can exit the editor with the escape key,
Editor exited.
and you can go back into the editor with F4.
Song editor.
Now, right now there's no music files loaded, and so that's the first step is to load a file. Just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything. Nope. So I've got the file already. You can use the menu to navigate, and if you tap the Alt key, it'll open the menu.
Horizontal menu with 8 items. Selected file.
And in the file menu,
File menu. Open
there's
track
a
folder button. Control O.
open
Press enter to
track
activate.
folder button, Control O. So I'm going to do that, or you can just hit Control O. That opens the folder, and I'm going to take the audio file I already have. It's an OGG file. It has to be an OGG file. And I'm pasting that into the folder. So I've done that. Now I'm going to Alt-Tab back to the game. Now, the file's in there, but we have to tell it to refresh the list of files. So you can do that with, in the menu, it's in the
Horizontal
Instruments
Selected.
menu,
Instruments menu. Vertical menu with
refresh.
4 items. Selected refresh instruments list button. Control F5. Press enter to activate.
So I'm going to just do it with the shortcut. If you're in the menu, you have to hit Escape
Horizontal menu with 8 items. Selected
to
instruments.
get back to the menu bar, Escape again
Exited menu.
to get out. And then, so I'm going to do Control F5, and that refreshes, oh, it didn't narrate anything, but that refreshes the instrument list. And you know that you have it loaded if you press the V key, that cycles through instruments. So
Crazyabout.you.org.
So the file's crazyabout.you.org. I've got it. But we still have to take that file and place it into the song. So I'm going to talk about navigation a little bit. When we press left and right,
Channel 1. Channel 2.
we choose one of 16 channels. And the samples can be placed in one of the channels. Now, I'm doing the simplest case where I have just one file, and so I'm just going to put it on channel 0. And you insert
0 and 1.
the sample into the song. You can insert it at any position, but we want to insert it at 0. So if we press up and down, we
0
can
and a half. 0 and 3/4. 0 and a half. 0 and 1/4.
we move the cursor around, or page up, page down works too.
4 and 1/4. 0 and 1/4.
But I'm going to hit home to go to beat 0.
0.
Okay, and then when I hit enter, it inserts that sample where the cursor is.
Inserted.
So, and then I'm going to save with Control S.
Save.
Save often, because there's no undo, and that's one of those caveats. Now that we've done that, let me make sure I'm not skipping anything. Alright, we can use F3 to pause or resume. And something I should mention, it's already on for me, but in the play menu,
Horizontal view. Play menu.
there's a
Enable metronome clap button.
metronome clap you can turn on. So what I'm trying to do now is to sync up the beats per minute of the track. The default in the game is 120. I know that this track is 128, so it's not synced up. So if I exit the menu,
0.
Go back to home, you can hear the metronome clap is not synced up at all, hopefully.
12.
In order to set the BPM, I'm going to go back to the home position. So we're on beat 0, I'm going to hit Control B.
Starting BPM. Type a new value. The current value is 120.
So I'm going to...
Erase. 8.
We're going to type 128.
Set to 128.
Okay, now when we play, we can hear it's on sync. So you can hear the claps are on every beat.
14 and 3/4.
There's a lot of different ways to find out what the BPM of a song is. There's websites to do it, there's apps. I don't know which ones are accessible, so if you know of one,
0.
Well, for blind people anyway, if you know of one, that would be good to know, but I don't know. And there's one of those other caveats is that this song sample, it starts right on beat, and so I can place the sample directly onto beat 0
0 and 1. 0.
in the editor. Sometimes, if you download a song or whatever, you record something, there will be a little bit of silence at the beginning of the sample, and that will cause things to be out of beat. That's a case that's a little more complicated, because in that case, you'd have to place
-1 and 3/4.
the sample somewhere before
-1 and a half.
the actual start. So, you can put it...
-1 and 1/4. -1.
I push down, I'm going back. It's saying, like, I'm at -1 beat right now. If I can actually place stuff before the song actually starts. Anyway, one day I will add a feature to let you offset to make up for the gap, but right now the game doesn't have that. So I'm assuming that your track music starts right at the beginning, which this one does.
1 and 3/4.
So, and you notice now that the sample's loaded, when I hit up and down to move,
2 and 1, 2 and a half, 2 and 3/4.
we hear a little
3 and a half, 3 and 3/4.
preview
4 and 1,
of the
5
music,
and 1, 6, 5 and a half.
in addition to the narration of the position. So,
0.
Now to change right now the default
0 and 1/4.
is that the cursor moves 1/4 of a beat every time you press up or down. But you can adjust that. If I hit 1,
0 and a half.
it's at 1/2 interval
0.
now. So
0 and a half. 1. 1 and a half. 2.
it's moving half a beat each time. Or if I hit 0,
1, 3, 4, 5.
it
6,
moves
7.
1 beat each time I move the cursor.
6.
Or if I hit
0 and
2,
1/4. 6 and 1/4.
so basically all the number keys are different intervals that you can select to move the cursor
0.
different amounts. And then you can select a range by holding shift in the arrows.
0 and 1/8 to 0. 0 and 1/4 to 0. 1 to 0.
That also
0 and 7/8 to
halves
1 to
the
0.
amount that the cursor moves. It's a little bit weird, but anyway.
0 and 7/8 to 0.
So the narrator tells you what range is selected. Anyway.
0.
Let's see, what's next? There's a thing called key sounded samples, and by default they're not key sounded. You can
Key sound. 1.
You can hit Control K to toggle
Key
that.
sound. 0.
I wouldn't suggest using that. I don't have any audio cues or anything or narration for how that works, so I would suggest keeping key sounding off. Again, make sure I'm not skipping anything. So now that we have the sample loaded, it's placed, and we can play it
1 and 3/4.
with F3, we want to actually edit notes. Now,
0.
notes are also placed in one of the channels.
Channel 1. Channel 2.
So,
Channel 1.
because I only have one sample on channel 0, make sure we're on channel 0. And the notes have to be on the same channel that we put the sample on. Oh, something I forgot. When you press the C key,
crazyaboutYou.org.
it tells you what that pressing C, it's like an eyedropper. It selects the sample that's under the cursor. So if I go to channel 1,
Channel 1.
and hit C, I get nothing because there's nothing there. So if I go back to channel 1
Channel 0.
or 0, hit C,
crazyaboutYou.org.
it narrates that I'm on the right channel. It tells me what sample is under the cursor. So to edit the notes, it's the keys Q, W, E, R, A, S, D, F, and the spacebar. So the spacebar inserts
0.5.
wide notes. I just changed the interval. So if I tap space, when you edit one of the notes, it plays a little blip of the sound, and you can hear the cue for the wide notes. If I tap it again, it's gone. So I'm going to, so it's a toggle. So I'm going to insert a bunch of those just on the first like 8 beats. So tap it, move
0.5. 1.
to 1, tap
1.5. 2.
2,
2.5. 3.
on 3,
3.5. 4.
4, all the way up to
5.5. 6. 6.5. 7. 6.5.
okay.
Save.
Save. So that inserted
0.
I inserted those notes on the first 8 beats. So if I go back to home, I hit F3 to play, we can hear those cues. And that's why we're in Audible Cues 2 mode with the 0 beat delay, because we're hearing the actual notes. Now, obviously, I can come up with a better solution, because right now, if I try to actually play, if you hit F5, it will actually play the song from, it'll exit the editor, turn autoplay off, and play it. But we can't, you know, the cues, they give you no delay at all. You'd have to memorize that to play it.
Rank 1.
I finished the song. Now we're quitting.
97.5% accuracy.
Oh, 97.5%. That's pretty good.
Arcade. Press left. Press
Let's go back in.
Press enter to start loading track.
Oh, that was interesting. Anyway, so I loaded back in, but because there's notes here, it didn't automatically pause. So I paused with F3. We're gonna go back to the editor.
Song editor.
Hit
0.
home to go back to 0. What's next? Okay, the rest of the editing keys. I'm gonna hit page up.
4. 8.
We're at beat 8, so we're past all those ones. Now, the 4 column notes are A, S, D, F. And if I hit A, you can, I'm gonna tap A, you can hear the, you can hear the note being added and removed. It's a toggle. If I hit F, you can hear that one being toggled. And obviously we can have all of them, you know.
7.5. 8.
And now when I move up and down,
7.5. 8.
you can hear all those notes there. I'm going to take them away. You can also press delete to delete all the notes at the cursor.
Deleted.
Oh, that doesn't narrate though. Oh well. No, it does narrate. It doesn't play it.
Save.
So that's ASD enough. So I can insert, let's do that for the next 4 beats.
8.5. 9. 9.5. 10. 10.5. 11. 11.5. 12. 12.5. 13. 13.5. 14. 15.
Save. So now when we play that, I'll hit home
0.
to go back to 0 and then hit F3 to unpause. And then we can hear
16.
Pause with F3, and now, so we hear all the notes that I just authored. Actually, one thing I should mention, once you set the BPM and stuff, you should, because I only have those few notes inserted right now, the song is automatically going to end. Actually, you saw that last time I played it, the song just ended. But we can, you might want the song to end later. So I'm going to go set the song end position. You can manually tell it where to end.
100.
We are going to go all the way
380.
to
390.
the end of this. Oop, I passed it.
400. 400. 451 and a half. 452. 400. 456.
Okay, so if I hit Control, I found the end. I basically paged up until I found it. So if I hit Control E, oh, that doesn't narrate. That's a problem.
Save.
Say there's gonna be bugs. Anyway, Control E sets the song end position. Now let me hit F5 to play. that just is telling it not to end
Rank 1.
on the last note. Will it work? No. See, it's just gonna keep playing until it reaches the end of this song or the track.
Song 0.
What's next? Holds. The way that you author holds is to hit shift and then the note key. So I'm back at note 0 where we have this
0.5. 0.
this wide note.
0.5.
I'm gonna move up to 0.5, which is between, and does that make sense?
0.
I'm at 0. I'm gonna press up
0
to go
1/2.
here. I just want like a half a beat hold. So if I hit shift spacebar, that does not make any sound. But
0.
let me
Minus 1.5. Minus 2.5.
scroll back a little bit and play.
2.5.
I think you can hear that. I don't know. I'm gonna.
3.5. 4.
I'll try it on a sound that we can hear better.
14.5. 15.
I'm at the very end,
15
and I'm gonna
16,
turn that this last note into a hold.
15.5. 16.5. 16.
1 beat long hold. So I'll hit Shift F. Yeah, there's no confirmation on that one.
15.5. 15.
But as I scroll back,
14.5. 15.
you can hear
16. 15.5. 15.
you can hear the hold sound. So it's set. If you want to remove the hold, you have to go back to where the actual note is, and then hit Control F to set the hold duration to 0, or you can just remove and re-add the note. Okay, anyway, that's holds. The next thing is zigzags, and this is going to be an issue.
15.5. 16.
So zigzags are authored with Q, W, E, and R. And they work just like the other ones, except for you can't have a zig and a zag on the same spot. So if I hit Q to insert left on the left stick note, if I hit W now, it removes that one and puts a zag, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, that's how you author zigzags. The issue with those is that for sighted players,
16
those
and a half.
things move around.
17.5. 18. 18.5.
If I move along and insert a whole
19.
bunch of these
19 and a half.
notes, the actual graphic for that, it just keeps moving to the right.
19.
And this is a problem I haven't solved yet.
16 and a half. 16.
And there's no way for you to know where the zigzags are. So that's going to come later. I want to add a feature where I actually pan the audio for those when you're in the editor, so you can hear like that they're not where they should be, or something like that. I'll figure out something. Let's see, what's next? We talked about the editing keys, how to navigate, Control S to save. F1 toggles autoplay, so if you're playing a track that you have edited, so if I just hit F5 to play, it restarts. If I hit F1, it turns autoplay on. So I can just listen to the cues, so I don't have to play.
Pause menu. 15.
I showed you the track endpoint. Workshop upload. Should I do that? I don't even know if it works, to be honest. Let's see. Let's discover together. I'm gonna go hit Alt to go to the file menu.
Items. Selected. File menu. Upload to Steam Workshop button.
Upload
Shift Control
to
S.
Steam
Press enter to
Workshop.
activate.
Sure, why not?
Enter a change note for this update.
So you enter a little note
current value is-
for.
The cursor is at the end.
I'm gonna type do not download this.
Array. Set to do not download this. Creating new workshop ID. Starting Steam UGC update. Please wait.
Okay. That bug is because I'm in. It didn't actually work.
Upload complete.
Upload complete. Oh. I thought it wasn't working for some reason. I thought I saw an error. I think I just uploaded that. Should I double check? I want to see if it works. Anyway, maybe. I'm gonna have to do that. I'll do that off camera. I think that's everything. So if you have questions, please let me know, because this is, like I said, it's being developed. I think it's at a usable state, but I don't know because no one's used it, or I don't know who's trying to use it, but I want people to use it, and I want people to tell me what they think, or what doesn't work, or what's confusing. So ask me. You can do it on YouTube, on Twitter, on Steam, wherever you can find me. Feel free to talk to me. Also, if you have bought the game, please write a review. Actually, I'm excited that I got finally to 50 reviews on Steam. I only have one bad review, which I guess I don't care about. And then if you want to see more of this, I'm going to be talking about this more. So I try to upload a video every Monday, and then I've been doing a stream, dev stream, just hangout stream every Saturday. So subscribe if you want to check that out. And I think that's it. Let me know how I did. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.